What other services do you offer apart from obviously handling the purchase settlement for a client? What other services could a client engage you for?
Yeah, sure. A lot of clients are often selling their own home before they purchase, so they want to make sure what money have they got in the bank, so then they can go off and purchase, knowing what's their limit of spending. So we prepare the Section 32 vendor statement and the contract, and then that enables the agent to sell the property with that documentation on behalf of the vendor. And that process is gathering information from a vendor that has to be disclosed to the buyer.
Sure.
So as of the 1st of October, the laws have been changed greatly in the purchaser's favour, in that the vendor's got to be really transparent with the information disclosed, and we guide them through that as to what's needed, because the last thing you want to do is go through that whole process. The agent's achieved a great result for you, and then your buyer's able to wriggle out of your contracts in your Section 32 because you didn't get asked maybe one question, and you didn't think to ask the conveyancer that question either. So that's critical on the other side of the coin when you're selling. But we guide you through all those nitty gritties that have to be disclosed to secure that buyer right through to settlement.
Yeah.
Over and above that, obviously the contracts. We work with developers and prepare all their documentation and keep them sort of on track on what's required, because it's not necessarily just a selling process, but it's also a whole subdivision process, which is another arm again to our business.
Sure.
And then over and above that, we often get asked to change ownership between husband and wife. So whether it be asset protection, it might be a refinance, separation, just things that, if you've bought a business and you need to have that protection now, or sometimes it's a tax effectiveness if the property's in both names, and one of the parties is the higher income earner and they want to shift that tax liability around a little bit, then they might change ownership as well. So so we do those also for clients if needed.
Great. Very nice.
So lots of things to keep us busy.
Yes, I'm sure.
And on our toes.
Yeah. No, but it's great to know, because, not everyone, as we mentioned, the whole, reason around doing this, not everyone knows what a conveyancer does.
Yes.
And also the other areas of the business that you have, and how you can assist them. So it's great.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't work for free. So
no.
You don't, no.
I'd like to. It'd be nice to be in a position to be able to
It
do
would
that.
be.
But I'm not there yet. Not quite, no.
So, if you could just maybe elaborate a little bit on the costs that a client can expect, maybe from a purchasing perspective, initially. Yeah. Yeah, just from a...
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's not dissimilar for both purchasing and selling. In that all conveyancers provide a fixed fee. So that fee, the fixed fee, is for their skill, their time and their expertise. So that's what you're paying for. And then they have the disbursements on top of that. Now there's two parts of disbursements. There's the general running of the file, which is, say, your sundries, for example, which is your mail, phone calls, courier fees, photocopying, all those sorts of incidentals. Then on top of that, you've got the certificates, and the certificates are what the conveyancer applies for from various authorities to investigate the information the vendor's provided. Because even though as a buyer you've given a Section 32, you presume that the information the vendor's provided is correct and true and honest and transparent. Unfortunately, that's not always the case, and the only way we can find that out, the current information that relates to that property, is we have to apply to the various authorities. So that might be the council, the water board, the state revenue office.
And they'll provide a certificate.
So they give us a legal certificate that's valid for 3 months, and they charge us a fee. So we pass that on to the consumer.
Okay.
Whether they get it or we get it, it's all the same cost.
Sure.
And
so that makes up part of
all the disbursements. Okay. And so then what happens is, every file's different. It's got its own life, its own set of requirements, and so has the customer's got its own set of needs in the way of documentation. That can vary from file to file. So on average, I would say, look, with a reputable conveyancer, you should be paying in the vicinity of about $1,000 as your budget. Quite often they can be less. In some circumstances, that they will go over, but that's normally not normally, it is disclosed to the client up front, and the client's very aware, and it might be something extra that they said, we didn't tell you at the start, but we now need this, and so obviously that's an extra fee. But if you put a circle around $1,000, which includes the professional fee, then certainly that's where it should sit. And anything cheaper, I had a client ring me yesterday. Wasn't sure if he wanted to come to us. He got a couple of $100 cheaper. He then rang me back yesterday and said, Kim, I rang that person, and yes, they do cheaper, but they don't answer emails and they don't answer the phone, and they're actually not there.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
well, I could do it for
Yeah.
that, but we offer service, so and we value our clients, and we want them to come back and refer family and friends. So it's really important that you have your dentist, you have your doctor. We want people to have their conveyancer. We certainly don't want to be transient in their life. We like to be there for life and help them along the way and manage that for them.
Yeah, and I can vouch for that 100%. You know, I've always been able to get either you or Brooke on mobiles in the office whenever I need to. So it's
well, it's a stressful business, so
it is very stressful, especially that settlement process for a client and for the broker.
Yes,
you know, trying to get it to settlement and make it all happen on time. Sometimes with small time frames can be very stressful for everyone involved. So you know, it's about managing that process.
Correct.
And you guys do it very well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.